Okay, the LA Chargers have Jesse Minter as their defensive coordinator. And I think this is a game changer for the organization because what happened was Wink Martindale is now the defensive coordinator at Michigan, replacing Jesse Minter. He went on a podcast and talked about the defensive philosophy, and it really made me realize, man, Mike McDonald, head coach of Seattle, Jim Harbaugh, John Harbaugh, Jesse Minter, like these are rare to have on your coaching staff. And so the Chargers get a defensive coordinator or coach, first of all, but then the defensive coordinator, the staff that everyone's trying to get, everyone's trying to find it. And so Martindale said about the defensive side of the ball, and you'll see how it kind of correlates to, man, getting Jesse Minters is crazy. It all started, the defense of scheme, with John Harbaugh, which no one understands unless you're in that room. I mean, the Harbaugh family, so much respect for what they do. All they do is win wherever they go. And John, when he hired me as the defensive coordinator, he charged me with, hey, I want to be more flexible with what we do. So he talks about some of these old school guys, right? Greg Madison, Chuck Pagano, Rex Ryan. It had just become a tangled kite string of a defense where everybody, they just couldn't play as fast as they wanted to play. So they wanted to simplify the defense, but also be as flexible. Let's simplify this thing, and it also be flexible enough that you can call whatever front you want and have easy ways to close the front. We went from that to pressures, from pressures to coverage, and that's just a bunch of concepts that we can play to personnel that we have. So now you have a guy in Jesse Minter that understands this, knows how to have his teams play fast yet flexible, because he talk about and see where he talks about having all of these guys in the coaching tree. Yeah, here we go. Lynn at USC, Weaver, Miami, Mike McDonald, Jesse Minter, Duker, all of these guys that have come out of Drew Wilkins, out of this coaching tree of this defense. Of course, we know John Harbaugh has the keys to it all, and the Harbaughs. I mean, the defense has always been their thing. But John Harbaugh comes up with it. His whole he gets the defensive coordinators. Jim Harbaugh then takes those defensive coordinators over to Michigan. Back and forth they go, the whole thing. And now, if I'm an LA Chargers fan, I have one of these guys, the up and coming young guy that understands this defense. Because we can talk about Jim Harbaugh, we can talk about running the ball, talk about Justin Herbert. But if your defense can be under control, play fast, and not give up big plays, and now the defense is just the team is in games and every game is manageable, and you're stealing a game here that you usually would have lost, and now instead of being 1-3, you're 3-1, and that's football. That's how it is. It's a zero-sum game. You win or you lose. And if you can win games that you should have lost in the past, and there's some coin flip games, which there will be, and you're in it, and you steal one here and there, if you can steal or get weird, win 3 games, and instead of going 7-10, you go 10-7, right? Like that's 3 games. That's just the difference right there. So again, you get that. It's not hard to understand, but having an under controlled defense that knows where they're supposed to be, but yet plays fast, and it's just, the whole thing is just like so much better with Jesse Minter. I love it. Okay, now switching sides to the offensive side of the ball, I thought it was pretty interesting. They came out with projections going into training camp, projections on who will play, or excuse me, who will make the team, and kind of what the depth chart looks like on the offensive side of the ball. I want to run through a couple things that were interesting on this. So Justin Herbert, of course, quarterback, running back, no surprises there. The 6th round pick, Vital, is somebody that could be vital. Thank you. Okay, wide receiver. Josh Palmer, McConkey, Quentin Johnston, Darius Davis, okay, Brendan Rice, misses the cut. I think this is spot on, and exactly. Cornelius Johnson, I think he's solid, but just doesn't make the team. Tight end, no surprises there. Offensive line, no real surprises. You get down to a couple guys here where it's like, this Willis Patrick, we did a video on him, just like a stud, big dude, so productive and so good in college, misses the cut. And this is you look at that offensive line, like, that's a good offensive line. I mean, what am I missing? Dang. Like, what am I missing there? So you can get a really quick snapshot. I know we got to go through training camp and things are going to change, but man, you get a really good idea of some of these what your offense is going to look like. Justin Herbert, Gus Edwards. What I like about this is it just feels like a tough team already. Just on paper, just on paper. But I mean, Gus Edwards, I mean, J.K. Dobbins. I love what Jim Harbaugh is going to do here, and I think it's going to be really interesting to see how he operates offensively because defensively, again, you're going to be in the game. So offensively, you're going to run the ball, stay patient, sneak a couple games out because again, the talent will grow as Joe Ortiz works his system, how he wants to get guys, the whole thing. The talent will grow. But in the meantime, let's win some games. Let's steal some games. Let's play the right way. So let me know your thoughts in the comments, and we'll see all of you on the next one.